Templars were the first multinationals in history. They have no nationality, really. And when I infiltrated the Octagon, I once heard them say, "France is our father, Switzerland the mother, and America our perfect New World Order baby and fruit of our struggles." Here in January 2020, a 66-year-old German cyclist crashed all by himself on a Swiss road, breaking a rib, and was sentenced to 2 days in prison for not wanting to pay the fine by the Swiss police gangsters, policing for profit. As Switzerland is a low-tax haven to attract tax evasion billionaires. Low taxes, so not enough money for the Swiss police gangsters, who therefore have to scrounge and scavenge their money together themselves through all sorts of extortions. Scrounge and scavenge, as in SS, the motto of the Swiss Nazi police. As here, on February 2nd, 2020, fining 200 motorists to huge fines for warning other drivers against radar controls in the internet. But hey, how do you prove that, eh? Just policing for profit, made in Switzerland, and forbidden to open up your mouth. And Switzerland, where many princesses and queens and empresses get murdered, like Swissy killed Sissy in my film here, where Octagon had the empress murdered to enable World War I. Or on August the 29th, 1935, Queen Astrid of Belgium accidented in Switzerland, just like Lady Diana. They called her the Lady Di of the 1930s, as you can see here. Because these 3 women were all pacifists and anti-militarists with very similar lives, and all 3 were called the Queen of Hearts. Well, let's say a murdering military order like Octagon of the Knights Templars hardly appreciates a pacifist, anti-militarist queen, empress or princess, right? Therefore, on the Belgian hotel behind the King's Palace in the Oostend, it was written as a reference to the pacifist Queen of Belgium on the Hotel Astrid, the same queen that crashed in Switzerland. And it says, which you can see here, "We will destroy the world like we crush a bird in our hands." And it's so very appropriate in the corona days. Remember the 120 birds falling dead from the sky in Octagon, where the Queen of Hearts, Queen Astrid, got accidented. We will destroy the world like we crush a bird in our hands. To be seen in this video here on my channel, Central Intelligence Agency. Here's the title. You can also see here, "And they will not even remember how we once held the world in our hands." So after the chaos which is coming now, the corona chaos and everything, people will not even remember how the world was before, because nobody has ever written anything down except the pharaohs, our aristocratic masters. And it goes on here, "and how we crossed it like a bird in our hands." It's coming now, and this also means that the pacifist and anti-militarist queen was murdered. And even, you know, even if there are no proofs, if you look at the Swiss tradition and all the empresses and queens and princesses getting murdered there, the probability chance is extremely high. She got murdered. It's about 99%. They did her in, folks. This article is from August 28th, 2019. Americans asking if Geneva, Switzerland is the global center for CPS, Child Protective Services, and child trafficking. For legal reasons, of course, they had to hide their deposition in an inquisitive form. My answer is yes, my dear Health Impact News. Geneva, Switzerland is the global center of child trafficking, which is related to the Geneva clinic La Prieuré, or the Priory in English, who do embryonic cells for the elite's youth elixir, needing young children, which I explain in this video here. So here's the title of the video. Punch it in. In the US, there are many pseudo-military academies for the elite, comparable with the British boarding schools, with more military style, where young pharaohs are taught to rule their slaves army style, like learning techniques as getting loved by the sleeple, like a good father general watching over the sheeple. So Trump, class of 1964, spent 5 years in New York's private military academy for the elite and young pharaohs. A military academy without ever going to war and serve in the army, but rather safely send some drones from far away to eliminate the competition and enemies of the ruling elite and their Freemason gangsters, like the Godfather sending his assassins out. Where young pharaohs even get medals to get used to the whole show they have to perform in later on. And I bet you the pharaonic sash over his right shoulder is either red or blue, like his ties. Therefore, the private military academy of South Carolina, called the Citadel, have the pharaonic red and white checkerboard configuration in their courtyard. So young elite pharaohs feel well marching forth and back over the colors of Pharaoh's original red and white house, learning how to dominate the slaves through the lie and the battle of the minds. Therefore, no American president or no president of any other country or any other world leader will ever do something against Pharaoh's red and white base of the devil in the Alps. Hey, Swissy? Listen carefully, Swissy. You have treated me as if I were a criminal, and your corrupt Nazi cops and nepotist authorities have lied mean lies together to deliberately terrorize me and my family in order to silence me. So now it's my turn, Swissy, and I haul your red and white checkerboard ass on social media, giving the world all the valid proofs that you, Swissy, are the criminals and not me. And we can all see the octagon here and money, because the Knights Templars, that's money. You want to play with the House of Saint Croix du Plessis? How dare you treat me like a normal slave? I will take you all down with me, and I will show you the consequences of your dirty attack on a soft target family, Swissy. Bring on the light bearer, octagon, and let's have the games commence. After my last film here on the youth elixir, embryonic cells, vampires, and how they get euphoric like being drunk, on the extracted human embryonic cells, user Stonewall Tommy Jackson left us this shocking comment, Revelations 17:6, and I saw the woman being drunk with the blood of the saints. Our masters are literally and proverbially drunk with the blood of the saints, feeling great having all that power over the cattle, livestock of a farmed human race, and feeling like drunk with the blood of the saints. Like Trumpstein here, persecuting the saints, like deliberately destroying this good man here, who has done nothing wrong. On the contrary, for showing the terrible crimes of Pharaoh's army on defenseless people and even children. With Trump literally thanking Pharaoh's army for their crimes on Christmas Eve 2019, saying, "You are tremendous warriors and we appreciate it so much." You can read it here. Trump literally thanks these criminal child killers for their crimes against humanity, while torturing and destroying the saints' lives only for bringing it into the public when it was given to him. Nothing stolen here. So listen up, you YouTube Nazis. Mr. Trump supports violent organizations that kill innocent children by the thousands for more money for the elite. Where are your community rules now, eh, scumbags? There's a definite association with a violent organization here. And even thanking them for their crimes. Let me tell you, fucktube, what Trump did, and you showed on your YouTube, is a criminal offense called apology with a crime. Yet you take my videos off and my entire channel Giureh away for nothing at all, based upon your liar community rules, whereas all of my videos are against these crimes against humanity and for peace. So after hearing Trump on Christmas 2019 and New Year's Eve committing an apology with a crime on YouTube, saying he appreciates the murders of a violent organization, breaking all your community rules, it came by no surprise that on January 3rd, 2020, barely 3 days after expressing his admiration and gratitude for these violent organizations, you can see here, as if he needed them in the very near future and already knowing what for. Trumpstein had the Iranian general Qasem Soleimani assassinated, and I will tell you why. 10 years ago and more, I used to give interviews in French on the Iranian IRIB radio. Really nice people who were the only ones wishing me a happy new year and give me a phone call, while I was sitting home alone while the rest of my family was invited by their local Swiss relatives who never invited me, because Swissy hates immigrants. And I could literally feel the hatred of these people and of the Swiss in general, which I endured for 20 years in an utterly evil country in the Alps. But as I go fine along with myself, being used to be alone because of the hardships going through being an army deserter, I didn't mind really, and they were never able to break me. And the more they abused of me, the less I felt participating in their Swiss Nazi Templar society. So I was double happy. These very friendly Iranians calling me up, wishing me a happy new year. And I never forget this, as I never forget my friends and never forget my enemies. Hey, Swissy. So when General Soleimani got droned, I got some fresh intel from Iran about what really happened, and I cannot tell you by whom for not to endanger my sources, but I can put you the IRIB radio telephone number in the description, and you can call him if you want, and maybe tell him you don't want war with Iran or something. I don't know if the number is still valid, because I have no phone myself, as cell phones kill the bees. To understand why Trump assassinated Soleimani, you must go back to November 15th, 2019, when Iran saw its biggest protests since the Iranian Revolution of 1979 against the Shah of Persia. So Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said the Islamic Republic is in danger. Do whatever it takes to end the uprising. So the Iranian authority gangsters shot and killed 1,500 people, of which 17 teenagers and 400 women. So when General Qasem Soleimani heard this, he was furious. That in his absence, while being in Syria and Iraq fighting the Islamic State, the rotten empire had decided to murder 1,500 defenseless, innocent men, women and children. You can compare this with the movie Gladiator, when the corrupted Roman Empire back home had killed innocent people at home, and even the entire family of General Maximus Decimus Meridius, who then turned on the empire, going back to Rome to finish off the enemy within, while in fact he was fighting for that corrupted Rome and risking his neck for the rotten traitors and assassins back home. Or like burning the good women at the stakes while the men were away into the crusades. Or children getting shot by the empire's police at home while the men are away doing imperialistic wars overseas for the elite. Isn't that right, Donald? So this was the imminent attack Mr. Trumpstein was talking about and had to be avoided at all cost. But how can an attack be imminent if you don't know where or when it was going to happen? And never ever any proofs of this have been given. General Qasem Soleimani, the second man in the empire, was preparing a military putsch or a military coup against the rotten regime, together with his battle-hardened men of the notorious Al-Quds Brigade, who had been away for a long time in a row, not seeing their families, and then hearing about the massacre on their own people and their own families, whom they were trying to defend by fighting the Islamic State, and then getting stabbed in the back. And General Soleimani loved the Iranian people, for whom he was ready to sacrifice his life. And the Iranians loved him, like Che Guevara getting too popular. So lawyer Freemason Fidel Castro called the US, where he was, and that got Che killed and tortured by the Gestapo butcher of Lyon, Klaus Barbie, by then a colonel in the Bolivian army, and who got to America working for the Swiss CIA through Operation Paperclip. Because, dear people, there's not a single country in the entire world that is not ruled by Pharaoh and their aristocracy through their horizontal rule, New World Order, Freemason lodges, including Cuba, Iran, you name it. So Soleimani, the most popular man in the empire, became an uncontrollable force in the empire. With his Al-Quds fighting force of battle-hardened men, having no other force in the empire that could take him on. So the Freemasons of Iran had already warned the worldwide Al-Quds danger, and that they couldn't deal internally with General Soleimani anymore, needing a US intervention, the only force capable of stopping Soleimani and his warriors. And then Soleimani made the terrible mistake to ask the Americans to help topple the Iranian regime, thinking that being an enemy of Iran, the US, would be happy to collaborate towards that goal. Also because the US and Iran and their Al-Quds brigade had been fighting together for years against the Islamic State. But the Iranian general hadn't counted with the real face of Donald Trump, who pretends to be your best friend, like, "Make America great again," and then stabs you in the back or uses Swiss CIA Reaper when he's got from you what he wants. And I promise you, he'll be sending drones after Americans too, in not too long time from now. So Trump used the Shia Muslim Iranians to fight the Sunni Muslim Islamic State. And when that was done, nobody needed Soleimani anymore, as he was getting an uncontrollable force endangering the regime in Iran. And then there is the oil, the petrol, on which the Kurds are sitting on in Kirkuk. And Soleimani himself, a Shia Muslim, was a military ally of the Alawi Kurds, also part of Shia Islam. So leaving the Kurds with a very important loss in defense by killing Soleimani, making it easier for the global elite in the mainly geostrategical wars. People, there is no country in the world not being ruled by Pharaoh. Therefore, Iran too needed the 5G, which was a big deal because of the UN embargo against Iran. So the Chinese Huawei company somehow avoided the embargo by using the Skycom tech company. Therefore, Iran, being the world's third concerning coronavirus casualties, and Italy even second. Now, why so many casualties in Italy and not the other European countries? Well, because they all use the Chinese weaponized 5G by the Huawei company, which was a big deal in Italian parliament about taking Huawei or not. As Dana Ashley explains in a brilliant film here, that the coronavirus started simultaneously with the 5G at the end of December 2019, when they launched the 5G network radiation. And weaponized 5G shows the very same pulmonary and respiratory symptoms as the corona, whereas the virus itself is just a bad flu, nothing more. Sorry, I'll have no more time to make a video about that myself, because in half an hour we'll be in total lockdown here in France, with the entire population under quarantine, at home, forbidden to go out. So people can't go to work, there will be famine, the economy will break down, internet will break down, money will have no more value, and they will force us the 666 chip, mark of the beast, in order to pay for food and continue to live as the human livestock of the beast. So Georgie Guidestones in progress, coming down hard and fast. Here's the title of a film on my other channel, Gatse, which I made 7 years ago, which tells you a couple of things about it, that the 666, it's Roman, it's www. As always, Pharaoh had already announced their plans to each other through videos, books and comics on TV, just as they did before 9/11, and I explained that in this video here. There were signs already before on my other channel here. And there are many other videos. Well, there used to be many videos about it that probably disappeared as well, you know. And this book from 1981 by Dean Koontz even announces a certain Wuhan 400 virus, which got changed in 1989 from a former edition of the same book, the Gorky 400 virus, as Gorky Park in Moscow, as if they had decided to change the attack from Russia to China. The title of the book is The Eyes of Darkness. It says The Eyes of Darkness, which is of course the pharaonic Wadjet, related to Hathor, which I explain in this video here. Here's the title, here it says Wadjet, and this is Hathor. It's all related to the Eyes of Darkness, the title of the book. So with the 5G, Pharaoh doesn't need any more manual genocides like Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge, needing to butcher 2 millions manually by hand. Khmer is from the pharaonic Ka-mer, for soul, pyramid, and rouge is the French word for red, as the red house of Pharaoh. Altogether, the pyramid functions to receive the souls of Pharaoh's red house, aristocracy. Also in the 2017 Asterix in Italy comic, The Enemy Within had announced their coming plans of total enslavement of humanity, even calling it the coronavirus, in 2017. These are the hidden ways of communication of Pharaoh's aristocracy, like hidden numbers, secret hand signs, secret symbols. And of course, the Wuhan 400 of that book refers to us the concept of 4, with a couple of O's behind, indicating the vast quantity going to die. And here look, it's all about Romans, you see? Coronavirus. Hail Caesar. And here's the Horus, the falcon. This is the Freemason Ordo ab Chaos. They're playing us as always. Out of the coming total chaos, they will create the order of their universe of Hathor over their farmed human race. My wife just told me she wanted to buy seeds today for growing vegetables in a garden, as spring is coming up. Impossible to buy any, as Pharaoh's authorities in Swaziland have forbidden to sell grains. They want us to starve people, as in keeping humanity under 500 million good slaves, and chipped, carrying the mark of the beast. Humanity has lost. Giureh signing off.
I am very glad to be able to express my friendly feelings towards the American nation. Friendship with which Italy looks at the millions of citizens who from Alaska to Florida, from the Pacific to the Atlantic, live in the United States, is today deeply rooted in our hearts. This feeling, created by mutual interests, so contributed to the preparation of an ever brighter era in the life of both nations. I grieve the wonderful energy of the American people, and I see and recognize among you sons of your land as well as ours, my fellow citizens, who are working to make America great. Working to make America great.
And yes, together we will make America great again. Great again.
Working to make America great.
1902, the Italian fascist leader Benito Mussolini, also called the Duke or Il Duce in Italian, emigrated to Switzerland, where he lived many years and got taught by the notorious Octagon of the Knights Templars how to destroy Europe. Watch video The Swiss Beast, Home of the Devil to get the whole story right. President Trump is from his father's side, from the German Palatines, which is part of the Swiss buffer zone of ethnic Swiss around the Swiss octagon. From his mother's side, he's from a line of Nordic kings, as in King of the North, or Il Duce, the Duke, which I explain in this video here. It's all connected to the aristocracy of Pharaoh, and as America is a product of the Swiss Templars of Octagon and their new horizontal Templar rule, even so-called adversaries say, "Make America great," by these clowns who rule over our minds by the lie.
Make America great again.
Make America great.
America great again.
Important to make America great.
Sorry folks, I want to do more uploads, but only for showing you the proofs that the shooter's video footage is a fake. Had me the video removed by the fucktube Nazis, plus a strike and 1 week forbidden to make any more videos and upload them. The whole goddamn society is like a kindergarten, in collaboration with most women and their pink list killers. Don't do that! Don't do this! Comply! Be a good boy! Follow the 10 commandments! Or else... So I guess I'll be on the move for a while, eh? Not allowed to make any more vids anyway. Now you can see the title of the film here. Yeah. Impossible Anomalies, camera on left side helmet showing right side of rifle. Which is a film for peace in the world against the huge crimes they're doing upon us. And the YouTube Nazis, they don't like this. You see what I mean? So for talking about peace, that's what I told you, the hate speech rules are there to silence up the peacemakers by the war makers. So check out the title and maybe you'll find it somewhere in the rabbit hole, eh? Look, I was just showing in this video, giving the proofs by the footage that the shooter, he had a camera on the left side of his helmet. But yet in this video, it's showing the right side of the rifle all the time, while he's having the camera on the left side and on his right hand shoulder, and it's showing not the left hand side but the right hand side. They just made a stupid video game, and I'm not allowed to say that. Yeah, look, it's about the violent criminal organizations policy. Well, I'm not in a violent organization. Get out of here. But they think it's a soccer match. Look at this. The referee is giving me the yellow card. Get out of here. This is what these evildoers do. What's up as above, so below, reverse speech. It says, content that, how your content violated the policy. Content that glorifies violent criminal organizations or incites violent acts against individuals. Well, my video is against that violence and violent criminal organization. See, they're all liars. It's all satanic, It's all reversed speech, what they do. Especially those pink list killers. They're the ones probably behind it, and they want my other videos gone, so they take this one here because it's the nearest they can get, like. Here, look. What can do an appeal, It's like a court case. Community guidelines strikes. Look at that. And here's the film. Impossible Anomalies, camera on left side helmet. Oh, that's all, So here can do an appeal. So I do that in a minute. You'll see what I write them. I call them YouTube Nazis because they are. Right? I don't give a fuck anymore anyway, It's ridiculous, everything is corrupted. It's all nepotism, corruption. It's the Swiss Nazis and the Swiss authorities flagging my videos, massively, for other reasons than what they give here, yeah? Yeah, look, this is what I wrote them back, This, here it says, this video is against violence and against Nazism. And in my channel, I only do videos for peace in the world. So by deleting this video for peace, you YouTube Nazis yourself advocate violence and act against your own corrupt community. So here it goes on. Community policies. By the way, Swiss Nazis massively flagging my videos. You know, I shouldn't be wasting my time with all these sort of things. I should be doing videos for you all, you know, for humanity. They're just wasting my time, and I'm already tired. I've got a burnout. I'm exhausted, and I have to, you know, waste my time and energy with all this here. You know, it's the same for the last 4 years. I wasn't being able, you know, to do the videos I wanted to do because I don't have a house. I don't have a place to live. I'm wasting my time just by surviving, sleeping outside in the snow and all that. Just wasting my time. They're wasting my time and your time here with all this, you know. And this is so typical of this society. They just try to warn you out, you know. A bunch of Nazis they are, you know. They are the ones who, you know, with their policies, they're the ones in favor for violence and all that, you know. And if somebody does something against it, you know, you get all, yeah, well, it's like a court case, you know. Well, you can't see it here, but before, you know, you only got 300 letters, you know. You can't even say what you want to say, you know. They're gonna lead you into what you may say, like, you know. It's no more words. It's disgusting, really. Yeah, look, here it is. Impossible anomalies. I don't even know what the title was anymore. Here it says removed. Today, February 28th is today. I was even on it only bloody a few hours, that's all. And here it says in the red, removed. Treats you as a criminal because you tried to do something for humanity and for peace and against all violence, and they just turn it around. It's all reverse speech, eh? Like this guy here, you know, the king there, you know, look at that. He knows what reverse speech is, eh? And you too, eh, Swiss, eh? Here, look at this, you know? Yeah. But okay, Swiss can go on, you know, doing their propaganda and all that, you know. Yeah, I'm going to show you some of their propaganda videos. Yeah, look, it's another thing they do. Of course, the Swiss, they flagged me. You know, the Swiss Nazis, they flagged me for, like, they say, well, this is a Nazi, or I'm talking about, you know, they just turn it around, you know, because Switzerland is clean and neutral and all this. So I talk about this video here about Abu Musab al-Swissi, you know, the Swiss terrorist who's behind the terrorist attacks in Europe and in America. He was of the Amniyat Katiba Furqan of the, well, I can't even say the word, from what organization he was, eh? And so they do an age restriction here, look. An age restriction for talking against violence. You know, it says here, if a video contains violent or graphic content, well, it doesn't, that appears to be posted in a shocking, sensational or disrespectful manner, which isn't, is less likely to be allowed on YouTube, you know. We also don't allow content that's intended to incite violence. I don't do this, fuckers, or encourage you dangerous activities. I don't do this. You, well, I'm not going to say that. Look, there was another form. I didn't even see that, you know. It's like already a month ago, I suppose. I'm sorry, I forgot to show you what I wrote in the appeal. Oh, YouTube is going to like it. I call them Nazis. Like before, this, I put the same text in it, actually. And, oh, look, there he is. Hey, Swissy, hey? I'm talking against you, what you do in the world, Swissy. And of course, you flagged me, eh? Tried to delete my film. But the YouTube Nazis only age restricted it, eh, Swissy? I know what you're doing, eh? What does it say? Yeah, well. So look, this one here, the age restriction I just showed you. It's from February 18th. Now we are the 28th. Here it says, for 10 Tagen, 10 days ago. I just discovered it now. I have no time for all this, and I'm trying to make a video. The last video, you know, the one about the Swiss leaks. I've been working on it for almost 2 weeks. all the time, in the evening, in the night, during the day. You know, I have no time for this. It cost me already all my energy. You know, if you try to, I'm not a consumer, you know, I'm a producer. If you try to make things, you know, it takes all your energy. And, you know, you can't make videos if your battery is only like 50%, like on your tablet or on your cell phone or whatever, you know. You can't, because you're creating something. You need more than being 50% ready with your energy. You know, if I'm at 50, 60%, I already can't do it anymore, because you need a little bit more than 60% or 50% of your energy level to do this, to be creational, you know, creative. Sorry, losing my English, eh? Too much froggy talking French, eh? Yeah, you know, it's costing all my energy. I have no time and energy for all this, you know. Oh, it's disgusting what they're doing, you know. Look, I'm just going through all the mails here on my channel, you know. This is from January 29, 2020. It was already a month ago. I've never seen this before, you know. Look, another one is age restricted, Confederacja Helvetica. You know, well, guess who has been flagging me, eh? It says it was flagged to us for review, you know. They just give the tools to, you know, to the hate speeches and the real Nazis and the real criminals to flag someone, you know. That's what it is for. So, you know who's, you know, Confederacja Helvetica. And it also talks about the goddess and all that, and, you know, that the pink list killers, they are walking around in pink t-shirts saying, well, kill the matriarchy. So you know that the pink list killers are behind it as well. You know, they got all the tools to do it, eh? So then YouTube, they make a compromise, like, you know, make everybody happy, you know, make me happy so they don't strike me, and give it an age restriction, you know. But now and then, you know, they'd say, well, we just have to strike him once in a while, you know, because we get so many flags, you know. Hey, Swiss, hey. You know, so, oh, I can do an appeal. Well, let's do the appeal then, eh? So here it is, you know, the title is Confederacja Helvetica Matriarch. Oh, you're not allowed to talk about the matriarchy and the goddess. No, don't talk about it. And the title, The Goddess of Wars on Peaceful Fathers, Sons and Brothers. No, don't talk about the goddess like this and about the matriarchy. No. It's a woman after all. They can do what they want, and the pink listers as well. So this is what I'm saying here. It's the same title. Here. This video is against violence and against Nazism. And in my channel, I only do videos, well, etc. You can't read it anymore. Look, there's another one from January 8th this year. It got removed as well. The name was Heil 5, Mason, Hitler, Templar Nazis murdered the National Socialist Workers and German Hope. Ah, yeah, okay, I get it. They don't want us to know that, in fact, there's a difference between Nazis and National Socialists. That the Nazis, they killed the National Socialists, you know, and the National Socialists, they were for the German people, as well as the Nazis were against the German people. And this is intel. They don't want us to know, so they removed it because of hate speech against Mr. Hitler. Hate speech against Hitler. You YouTube Nazis, you bunch you are. Yeah, look, there's a whole bunch of videos here of they all got like deleted, video appeal, violated, community guidelines, or you name it, you know. This is 2019 here, 2018. Here's some more. Restricted, your account, Homeland, appeal. It's like a bloody court case every time, eh? For nothing, eh? It's just, it's a bloody kindergarten. I'm a grown up man, you know, I don't want to be treated like this, eh? Pisses me off, eh? Pink list killers all behind there, eh? Look, they also removed my Vimeo account last year on August 29, 2019. Vimeo. I had it called Giureh, like after my deleted YouTube channel. I get deleted all over, folks. Soon I won't be there anymore, eh? I'll see you in paradise then, or whatever. Yeah, and this one is from Daily Motion. Votre compte a été activé from Saturday, September the 21st, 2019, just after Vimeo. But all this here is no problem for YouTube, eh? I almost said it again, eh? Look here, it says Kantonspolizei Zurich, the P here. They're doing like Nazi propaganda videos like Leni Riefenstahl, you know, to make us believe that they're clean, and there's no problem. There's even worse on YouTube, as you know, like all the porno stuff. And if I would show that to you, this film get deleted immediately, so I'm not going to do that, but you know what I'm talking about, eh? Or here you can see the Bernese police with 2 million views already. Look at his hands, what's he doing, all this Freemason stuff here? And they probably financed this video through the extortion they're doing, instead of looking for, terrorist attackers like Abu Musab al-Swisri, from the Amniyat Katiba Furgan. They didn't find him, eh? But they knew all about it, and they knew all about the crypto AG and about Permindex. But now instead of it, they do their Nazi Leni Riefenstahl propaganda films, eh? And they finance this with the ransom money of my kidnapping, 20,000 Swiss francs. They just extorted out of a defenseless family, But no, YouTube has no problem with that, eh? Look, he's doing it again, he's giving the Templars V sign here. Just like Churchill, but in another way, like the Freemason stuff here. Why is he doing it? Look at his eyes, look. They are creepy there, man. And a bunch of organized liars, you won't believe it. Oh, how I suffered there for 20 years, eh? Well, I know them now, eh, Swissy, I know you. Watch my film, The Swiss Beast, Home of the Devil, Part 1 and Part 2. And don't have yourself fooled by this here, eh? And what about the copyright stuff, showing Star Wars and all that? Oh, no, we are the Bernese Swiss police. We can do it, eh? No problem. Yeah, look, I got the answer. It came a few days ago on Saturday, February 29th. Decision on your video appeal. Well, they say it's in violation with our community guidelines, So for showing that, the guy had a camera on the left-hand side of his helmet, and it shows in the video the right-hand side of his rifle. It's impossible. If he has the camera on his left-hand side, it should show on the left-hand side of the rifle, and he is right-handed. You can see that in the video. So he even has it on his right shoulder, So only for saying this, I get my video deleted, eh? So, Donald, what are you going to do about our freedom of speech and about the Swiss Gestapo terrorizing whistleblowers and then make some Leni Riefenstahl Nazi propaganda films for the police making secret Freemason hand signs? What are you going to do about that, eh? Well, I do them myself. Them Freemason hand signs together with one of the 7 Swiss heads of state here on Swiss Templars Day, August the 1st, 2019, who joined in gladly doing the ISIS oval hand sign together because we're one big happy family all over the world. Therefore, the joining here in Pharaoh's het White House. So you can see the joining here. On the chimney here, probably in marble, eh? They love marble. It means one for all and all for one. It's like a chain or a chain of command. The joining. So here you can see that, folks, on the website of the US Embassy in Bern of Swaziland, and the Steinsies of Liechtenstein, like Larry Silverstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Brian Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, Bernard Weinstein, and Fred Flintstein of the stonemasons of Egypt. Yeah, this is what Donald Trumpstein wrote to his Swiss pals. On behalf of the people of the United States of America, well, dear Mr. President, on behalf of the people of the United States of America, it's my pleasure to congratulate the people of Switzerland as you celebrate your National Templars Day on August the 1st. The United States deeply values Switzerland's vital partnership in promoting our shared ideals of economic freedom. Well, wait a minute, where's the freedom of speech, eh? It's only economic freedom. Come on. And democracy. Well, you know what the democracy is. It's only so they can get elected democratically. There is none for us. And as we discussed when you visited the White House on May 16th, the United States look forward to strengthening our deep economic relationship. It's only talking about economics, eh? That's all, you know, no freedom of speech relationship or protection of whistleblowers relationship or the protecting the citizens relation. No, economic relationship. Well, I go on. And promoting innovation together while you reflect on the proud history, prosperity and success of the Swiss Confederation. Well, please know that the United States greatly values your friendship and steadfast commitment to our common interest. Sincerely, Donald J. Trumpstein. It says our common interest. What is it? Well, he says it. It's just economically. It says twice, economic relationship and economic freedom. That's all. That's all, folks. And you work for it. And they take what you work for. The slaves, eh? There's only two people, and he said it. The haves and the have-nots. Oh, President Trumpstein, ein more thing. Wir in the Swiss have the big problems with ein South African. Can you do something about that? We make official, ja, and make the agreement to block the South African and the YouTube videos and make the signature here in the book. And we make official with the little finger on the pulse of the Freemason handshake, yeah? So you can all see that, eh? He's putting his little finger on the pulse. That's Freemasonry, eh? That's a good idea, my Swiss friend, because this South African is telling too much about me too, who I really am. Me, the King of America with British and Scandinavian aristocratic roots. And I don't want those Texans guys to find out. They'd feed me to the alligators in Louisiana by the Cajuns. So here's my video. You can punch it in and have a look. And because of that great economic freedom he talks about, President Trumpstein came back to Davos, Switzerland this year at the World Economic Forum, the WEF. And putting on his red tie for the old world order, per Tasse, Red House, transmitting his royal pharaonic bloodline. Whereas another of the 7 heads of state of the beast in the Alps, wearing the blue tie, transmitting he wants war. And his name is Seth, from Seth, the house of Seth, the lord of the underworld. And he says, Swaziland ready to strengthen excellent relationship with the US? Now, what does he mean with that, eh? Well, that's of course a reference to the CIA Crypto AG scandal, which flew up just a week later. Hey, Swissy? Die Corona-Kriege in German, or in English, the Battle of the Bowels. And if you think that these people are dumb, who fight over some rolls of butt paper, you're wrong. Because these are Pharaoh's favorite slaves and top result of a farmed human race, always well preserved in all these Horus Matrix wars. People, it's now or never. Fight together or get hanged separately, in which the only way to overcome your fear is by eliminating your selfishness. Only so you'll have guts as stone in the other Battle of the Bowels, die Corona-Kriege.